What if I told you that one of the best cities to live in Europe, it's not a Paris, not London, and not even Berlin, it is Prague. Hello, my name is Alice. Welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you why Prague is actually one of the best places to live in Europe. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about because I live here already 13 years. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, 13 years. Plus, I traveled quite a lot around the world, so I can compare it with other places. In today's video, I will try to include not only some obvious benefits of living in Prague, but also something which I consider myself important. Watch this video till the end because I'm curious if you agree with me or not. Let's get started. Prague is the perfect size city. It's not too big, not too small. It has everything you need for comfortable life. The current population of Prague is approximately 1.4 million residents within the city and 2.3 million together with metropolitan area. The city is growing and developing, and new residential districts are being built, and Prague is expanding, but not so dramatically. For someone used to huge cities, Prague might be a slightly village and a bit cramped, but everyone has their own taste. There are incredible amount of parks, squares, gardens, and many more. This is what creates the unique look of the city, a city of green hills and red rooftops. Prague is one of the greenest major cities in the world, with greenery covering roughly 56% of the total municipal area. Because of that, Prague consistently ranks in the top 15 globally and the top 10 in Europe for urban green space per capita, and I really hope it stays that way. Three, the best gardens in my opinion in Prague are Havličkove Sady, Vojanove Sady, which has actually peacocks inside of it, so very recommending it, and of course Riegrove Sady for the best sunset in the city. Spring in Prague is especially magical because of the blooming season, when nature is in the most beautiful stage. Everything blossoms. Side note, if you have pollen allergies, think twice before coming here in spring. Now, let's talk about architecture. Prague has amazing architecture, and it's not a secret. Walking around Prague is like walking through the history of European architecture. Buildings of different eras, different architecture styles. You can find Gothic, you can find Renaissance, Baroque architecture, of course Art Nouveau, Cubismus, and a lot more. When I first moved here, I told myself I would never live in panel building again, and I would only live in historical buildings because I want to live inside of this beauty. Prague somehow magically managed to preserve its architectural heritage. One more reason here, Prague also was lucky during the Second World War. Unlike, for example, Berlin or Warsaw, which were heavily destroyed, Prague escaped major destructions. Alongside its historical beauty, Prague is also experiencing a boom in modern architecture. A train station by Zaha Hadid? Yes, please. A building by Frank Gehry? Absolutely. And there is even more on the way. Now, let me show you some of the future architectural projects I am most excited about. Top Tower, 135-meter skyscraper featuring dramatic shipwreck sculpture by David Cherny, is set to become the tallest building in the whole Czech Republic. And speaking of David Cherny, one of already completed landmarks in Karlin also features his sculptures as a part of the architecture itself. Another incredibly ambitious project is the Vltava Philharmonic Hall, designed by the world-famous architecture firm Bjarke Ingles Group. This project won official competition and is expected to be completed by 2028. By doing so, the whole surrounding area is going to be totally reinterpreted and reconstructed. This mix of eras, styles, textures, and reliefs is like an endlessly fascinating cocktail, and I absolutely love Prague for this. And since I'm an artist, I want to mention that I have my online shop where you can buy my unique Prague themed souvenirs. Some of them are inspired by Prague architecture, of course. And if you have any questions how to purchase them, feel free to message me via email or social media. Cultural life. There is always something to do in the city. There are happening a lot of festivals, a lot of parties, open airs, free concerts, exhibitions, and different kind of events. A few of my favorites. Signal Festival. Every autumn, Prague hosts a light art festival, which is truly amazing. For 3 days, the city is full of wandering people trying to see all the installations. My favorite are facade projections, the shows are unforgettable. Open House Prague, another favorite festival where buildings usually closed to the public open their doors for 2 days. Downside, sometimes you wait in lines. Upside, it worth it. Some interiors are even more impressive than the facades. For architecture lovers, it is an incredible opportunity to see these gems interiors. Korzo Krimska and Emeritska. This very cool concept. It is a street birthdays. Yes, streets have birthdays, and it's an incredible celebration of life. Cafes make outdoor stands, DJs play, people party until the dark, and you will meet half of Prague there. One funny remark to add here: wherever event you go, most probably you will meet someone you know. Prague feels like a little village sometimes. Basically, if you are socially active, there are always things to do here, or you can create it yourself. And I will leave the website for city events in the description below this video. There are all four seasons here, and they are very different from each other. Sometimes winter is extremely long and not always beautiful. Most often it's grey and quite depressive. But there are things to do, such as ice skating in the parks or Christmas markets. By the way, Prague is also in the top 15 best Christmas markets in the world. But then spring comes, the nature is blossoming, the birds are singing, city becomes more alive. And then summer arrives, and summer in Prague is simply a miracle. You can walk all day, hang out with friends, do open air parties, dance outside, swim in the pools. By the way, check out my video about swimming pools if you haven't seen it yet. So, in summer, Prague is the best city on earth. Well, then autumn comes with its beautiful landscapes and everything repeats. And it's wonderful. Now, one more very interesting benefit of Prague that I wanted to really include into this video, and now I will try to be very careful with my words to not offend anybody, but one of the most important things is safetyness in Prague. I can say from my personal experience of living here 13 years, there is very little chance that something will happen to you if you are a girl in a dark street wearing the short skirt, and the chances that nobody will tell you anything and not even care about you are very high, which I really like and really appreciate, because believe me, I experienced a lot of interesting cases abroad. You can relay, I guess, if you're a girl especially. I'm very glad that Prague is so safe place. I found that Prague is in the top 10 the least criminal capitals of Europe. Perfect public transport system. You rarely find such an amazing transport system anywhere else. Metro, trams, buses, trolleybuses, trains, and even boats. There is also night transport that can take you anywhere in the city. It's an incredibly well functioning, perfectly organized system that has precise schedule. The metro gets you to almost every part of the city, and the good news that by 2028 Prague will have another metro line, so instead of 3 lines we will have 4. Trams here are a separate form of art. Not only these red trams are iconic sightseeing in Prague, but also here you can experience ride in historical trams. Some of them are specially for tourists, but some are just regular public trams. Also, Christmas trams are running during the holiday season, and you can even rent tram for celebration. Check official website dpp.cz to get more info. public transport is relatively cheap compared to other European cities. At that moment, a yearly pass cost 3,600 Czech kronas, which is just about $175 or 160 euros. For comparison, in Vienna, same yearly pass costs 460 euros, and in Paris, it's around 1,000 euros. City bikes and micromobility. I also want to highlight city bikes as a part of the infrastructure. I already mentioned Ricola in my previous video about summer activities in Prague. Check it out if you haven't seen it. There you can find promo code for 2 free rides on Ricola. There are also Lime and Next bikes, both electric and regular. And by the way, there used to be a Segways too, but unfortunately they have been removed. According to the new law, they are now banned in Prague. Unfortunately for me, because I use them quite often. And what about walking? Yes, the last point of this video is for people who loves walking as much as I do. Prague is a dream for any urbanist because you can literally walk everywhere. Yes, baby, you can walk from one end of the city to another. And it might take you about like 4 hours, but it's totally doable. For people coming from countries where you can't even leave the house without car, this feels like miracle. And I absolutely love Prague for that. I love walking around Prague with music in my ears. And since it was my last point of this video, just remind you, I have more videos coming, so please click subscribe to not miss it, and see you in the streets of Prague. Adios. Well, definitely, I really love Райская заграда. Блять, Райская заграда.